Well, Kelly's Court is back in session. Breaking details on the docket today in a case that is capturing the nation's attention. A judge today is expected to send a 17-year-old runaway home back to Ohio, and that is a fate the teen describes as certain death for her. This is Rivka Berry. She is at a hearing in Florida this morning, awaiting word on whether she will be forced to go back to her parents in Ohio. Berry ran away from home, claiming that she skipped town after she converted from Islam to Christianity. Her father found out and, according to Rivka, threatened her life. She believes she will be the victim of a Muslim so-called honor killing if she returns home. The parents say she is being brainwashed by this Christian Florida couple. So what does this judge do today? Let's ask our panel. Former prosecutor Jana Spilbor and Fox News legal analyst Kimberly Guilfoyle. Morning, panel.
Good morning.
I mean, I don't envy the judge this decision at all, because you've got two very adamant sides to this story. The girl's parents say this is ridiculous. She's just an upset teenager. There's never been any threat, and she belongs at home with us. Jana, do they have a point?
I agree completely with the parents. I think this kid is a typical drama queen, rebellious teen who needs to be put on the first bus back to Toledo before she ends up pregnant at the Global Revolution Church. That's what I think, and the parents obviously have a point.
That's the name of the church that she joined, something that we tried to research through our brain room and weren't able to find much on. I don't know. I have to say, I don't know anything about it. You know, they say they subscribe to some so-called radical philosophy. Don't know what it is. Haven't heard of the church. But Kimberly, Rivka nonetheless claims the threats were explicit.
Yes, this is a very serious situation, and I think that the court is about to commit a grievous injustice against this young woman who should have the ability to practice a religion of her choice. She has made it very clear. I don't think that she's a drama queen at all. I think she's articulate, she's bright, and she's deeply frightened and afraid for her safety, and she should be. We have seen too many cases like this. We've called them honor killings, where women who go against the family, the only way for the family to erase the harm that's been and the shame that's been put against them is to kill the female family member. She is in danger. The court should recognize that. They shouldn't just follow the letter of the law and send her back to her parents. Florida is in a unique situation where she could apply to be emancipated. She's 17.
But Kimberly, let me ask you this. Sorry to interrupt, but let me ask you. Because the father has come out and said, we have no idea why she left. She had an argument with her mother the day before. Next thing we know, she's on a bus. And then according to the Columbus area authorities, they say the father poses no threat, that they investigated her disappearance. The father appeals to be a calm, rational man. This is a quote from the police sergeant, Jerry Cupp, who says, to me, he's not one of those radical Islamic, this is him talking, cut your head off type of guys. Okay. He seems very meek and mild, seems like a decent guy.
You think he's going to say he's going to do that? Yeah, bring my daughter back. I want to cut her head off. Of course he's not going to let them know how upset he is about this. You don't find out how serious these situations are until it's too late. Look at the number of cases that have occurred in this country. It's also a very serious problem over in Great Britain, with the Prime Minister acknowledging the number of honor killings and deaths that have occurred from situations like this. Why not take the time, Megan, to actually listen to her, hear her out, appoint an advocate? Someone should speak on her behalf. This is America. She should have the ability to practice the religion of her choice without fear of being persecuted. And her family did find out that she was baptized, and that was a problem. So we're not getting all the clear facts here. She's trying to stick up for herself, and she's frightened, and she doesn't want to go back. Shouldn't that count for something?
What about that, Jana? Because, you know, if the judge doesn't believe Rivka, and he's wrong, then it is a matter of life and death.
I don't think we have too many honor killings going on in Ohio.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Watch the Fox News special.
Listen, I did a documentary here at Fox News on that. There are 5,000 honor killings in America.
All right, then that's disgusting. But we have organizations that can go into that home and determine whether the father is actually a genuine risk to this kid. And look, we all know history speaks volumes. There's no history, no complaining whatsoever until this young lady finds Jesus on Facebook. And think about this. How would you like if your child was being, you know, coerced over the internet to come live with you when your kid's a minor? I mean, where's Chris Hansen when you need him. That's, you know, this, I think their criminal charges should be posed against the people of the global revolution, so-called church, who enticed this kid to leave her parents and go live with them.
How do we know that's not the case, Kimberly? How do we know it's not? I mean, I don't know these people. You don't know these people. This couple to whom she ran, who she met on Facebook, online, and then showed up at their place. How do we know that they haven't brainwashed her into believing some of this and trying to get somebody into... you know, we don't know whether this is a cult-like organization.
So
we just don't know anything about it.
Why doesn't the judge do the right thing, make the tough decisions? That's why you're appointed to the bench, not to hide under the bench or hide behind your robe because this is a tough decision to make. Actually get the facts, get the information, Judge Dawson, and actually ask this woman questions, interview the people that she is now living with and seeking asylum with, and find out what kind of people they are. See if she's been brainwashed at all. Is it too much to ask? Really? Because look at the flip side of it. If he makes the wrong call, her life is at stake.
You know, and I just want to correct what I said earlier. 5,000 women are honor killed, so-called honor killed, in the world, but including here in the United States, Jonna. And one of the cases involved these two girls down in Texas, these two sisters who were, the police say, were murdered at the hands of their own father. Who could forget their harrowing 911 call where they called up and said, "My dad shot me. I'm dying. I'm dying." I mean, if Rivka is sent back to Ohio and meets with a similar fate, what good will it be then for somebody to take it up with this judge? How are we going to skewer the judge then? That's not going to bring anybody any comfort. Why not take more time, have the authorities go into a more comprehensive investigation? Why do we have to send her back so quickly?
Well, because you can send her back and do the investigation. I mean, what if we're wrong?
She just ran away in July, late July.
What if we're wrong the other way, though, Megan? What if she's been enticed over into this, whatever it is? I can't even call it a church, global. It sounds like, you know, they're going to take her money and hunt vampires. What if we're wrong the other way and she's being damaged while this is going on? Who's to say? So I think once the family is investigated and we're fairly convinced that they're not crazy killers, since there is no history, send her where she belongs, and that's back home.
You know, she came out in a YouTube video, Kimberly, the Rivka, and said, "I want to worship Jesus. I want to go to church on Sundays and read my Bible and say Jesus is alive whenever I want to." And she says she fears her father who threatened to kill her. I just don't know how this judge is supposed to determine whether this is a girl who's been brainwashed by some online group or whether this is a legitimate threat, because Jonna does accurately point out there is zero evidence of Rivka complaining about threats.
And she's the first person
to her friends, etc.
She's the first person to convert to Christianity in 150 family generations. So it is a big deal, and it would be a tremendous dishonor to her family and the Muslim community, and there was no way for them to correct that dishonor other than to remove the cause of it, which would be to kill their daughter. So, I mean, that's just what happens.
It really does seem that you know, the pedal is on the gas, the foot is on the gas pedal here. She just ran away late July. Here we are, late August, and immediately we have to send her back. Can't there be more of an investigation? We're going to wait to see what sort of testimony this judge gets today, but virtually all legal experts are saying this judge is likely to send her back, and people are petitioning the governor of Florida to get involved in this to stop it from happening. It happens today. We'll be covering it here on Fox. Jonna Spilborg, Kimberly Guilfoyle, great job. Thank you so much, as always. One final word for our viewers. This judge may, in fact, have this girl's life in his hands. He cannot send her home unless and until independent family authorities can assure him that this 17-year-old girl will be safe. And by the way, folks, now you can be the judge in Kelly's court. You can log on to foxnews.com and tell us what you think. Should this 17-year-old, she just turned 17, she's got another year of being a minor, be sent home?
Good debate. Questions online right now.